one of my if and only share what you want to here, Tim, but one of my favourite poems is a poem called "Do Not Go Gentle" by Dylan Thomas, and it's the main line of that is "Rage, rage against the dying of the light," and that God, now I get emotional again.
Yeah, you're okay.
That's exactly what Neale did,
Mm.
and I wanted to know when his body was failing him, his mind was still so sharp, so sharp. What did this disease not take?
It didn't take his spirit. That's what it didn't take. And what you've summarised there is actually the cruelty. Well, there's a lot of things that are cruel about MND, but that, like, while it's taking everything else, it's almost like it's adding to the mind and the sharpness of the mind. And his mind was so acute, like his sense of everything, his articulation, like his writing, his humour, like everything was heightened as a result of that. And it's just such a cruel way. And you can only imagine, like, in your darkest moments of retrospection, to be thinking, like, we all have those moments where, like, it's tough and we're trying to solve a problem and we're lying awake at night time and that type of thing. But we're still able-bodied. Like, to go through that like Neale did, and then not be able to move and not be able to do anything, and not like it just adds to sort of like the strength of this man. Like, I'm in awe. I am totally in awe of what he was able to do. Completely.
As are we, and as we always will be. And the one thing that we know that he wanted us to do was to play on and kill this bastard of a disease. So we're going to mobilise. Everyone obviously does the beanies. Yeah. Again, Tim, we may have lost our leader, but you're the corporal. If you say we all need to be there, we will be there. We're getting on planes. Eric Banner, I'm sure he's busy. He will work it out. Who else is around the world? We can pull them all back in. Kylie, if Kylie wants to come back, she can go down. Come on. There's a Hemsworth that lives here. Matt Damon. Come on. But
you said, Tim, that you hate cold water, and you're the only, probably the biggest hater of it. I would just raise you 20 and give you Abby Gelmy, because when she went down as Maleficent, she was like, there is, like, actually end the polar ice caps, because this is too much.
Although the one thing that I will say, and Tim's been outspoken about this, is that I essentially did enact the wetsuit method. I didn't have one on, but I went all body leather and got out of there quicker than anyone has ever scrambled. No, so I think I managed. Beck Madden may have given me a word in after she went down as Neo and said, mate, the more of your body you can cover, you better. And I saw Michelle Payne, who was dressed as Wonder Woman, and she said, I've gone no pants. I'm stuffed here, and she's only slight as well. It was freezing. Yeah. But it is truly one of the great experiences. And again, we know that so many people make it to the match. Get there early. Be a part of it all.
Yes. That's a great message.
Yes, get there early. Remember someone who was great, not only, and the thing is, and you're so right to touch on this, Tim, he was a giant of the game, but he's dwarfed that with what he did post Australian of the Year. And it's the one and only Australian of the Year where I feel like everyone went, oh, well, obviously, like, there was no one challenging that. But I think for all the times that Neale, whether his voice was with him or not, was able to be so loud, we need to be louder, because we cannot let the precious time that he gave this and that his family gave this ever go to waste. And I do so deeply believe in, and I've been so lucky to speak to the researchers and to speak to Beck about what they've been able to enact. It's the leading fundraiser in the world for MND. And when you talk about 1 in 300 people getting diagnosed, you look out over the MCG and it's more than a few rows of people that are going to be afflicted with this thing that is just horrendous. And we will do absolutely everything in our power to spread the message, be loud, raise more money, and what a day it will be that we can celebrate. And again, our thoughts are with everyone that knew and loved Neale. Is there any, call to action, Corporal? You tell us what you need from us.
No, I just want one final thing I want to say about this, and I said it the other day when we were talking about him, and I was with a professor one day, and Neale was filming something off to the side, and I was just talking to the professor about MND, and he was just saying, he said, oh, that bloke's a gift. And I said, what do you mean he's a gift? And he said, well, a lot of people, we've never had a face, we've never been able to put a real face to MND because people have just died too quickly, and we haven't been able to mobilise anything. But Neale came along, and he's got this really slow form of MND, but he's become the face of it. And through that, we've been able to tell people about MND, but we've also been able to raise funds for MND. And he's just been a gift. And you could not have got anyone, in all honesty, you could not have got anyone better than Neale Daniher to have been the face of this insidious disease. And we all just need to make sure that we maintain the rage against it, and we do everything we possibly can with the voices that we've got and the connections that we've got to make sure that we keep pushing on like he would have wanted us to.